Good YouTube, Cardfight King here, Aqua Life baby, you already know how it is. So I got a brand new Aqua Force deck profile for you. You know, we got the new trial decks in the house, the CFK, so this is about to get popping in here. But I want to say sorry for the, lack content for the days. I've had a very big law assignment due this past weekend, and I just finished it just now, so I was like, oh, good, breather. So I'm gonna get this deck profile out for you guys, and I was gonna do a box opening, but my boy Zach got me the Japanese version, so I'm gonna do that because it has more stuff within it. But I've also been playtesting with this deck a ton, before bed and everything, and I was playtesting it with my brother. He main decks Kagero and Narukami, so I was playing against the Cross and against a Blade Master deck respectively, and it's been testing really well. There are things you can't control, like your starter getting popped by Gathering Claw and things like that, but it's really good to get in practice against our weaknesses, so they say, but it's more or less a decision, control what you can control. So in terms of being conservative or aggressive, depending on what your opponent has, like, there are just a lot of things that go into the game, and it's good to get practice against them. And I've been winning a good chunk of the matches as well, so I'm very proud of this deck. And without further ado, let's get into it. Also, this is the test build of it. This is what I have so far. I haven't gone through my Aqua Force treasure chest to look for any things to upgrade, but I will explain what the things that I will change throughout the deck. So let's go. Alright, so starter is going to be Officer Cadet Andre. He's probably the best starter that we've gotten since Mario's, but this is, the better, one for all generic Aqua Force decks. So what he does is, on GB1, you throw him into the Soul, choose an Aqua Force unit on your field, and it gets the ability of Magnum Assault, where if it attacks a Vanguard, restand it and it gets plus 2k. Now that's really amazing. So this guy, allows you to hit the fourth battle without having fourth battle enablers on your field. So this guy is really good. I definitely recommend you running him. Shoot, I wouldn't even blame you if you run two of him, because he is that good. And now, remember, you have to swing it. Now, your unit, when you give them this effect, does have to swing at the Vanguard, so just remember that. 4 heal triggers. I like the new heal triggers. Pretty cool. 4 Malika draw triggers. Just a great draw trigger overall. Really good. Throw into the Soul. We don't have our Soul Blasting units, units that work with the Soul just yet, but it's good to get in some practice with her. Plus, just using her in general is a really good thing, too. And then we play 4 Supersonic Sailors. He's like, I can see why he's, around $5 now, because just being able to unflip damage, because we're going to be using Magnum Assault and eventually Orthea and stuff like that, consecutively. Even Blizza is a really good card. Now, I can't get my hands on Blizza because, regionals is bleh, but this guy's a really good card. And then Sync. Yeah, I like this new one. All right, on to grade 1. So yeah, that was just a standard trigger lineup. Grade 1s, I run 1 tech copy of Eugene. I like, and again, you see me do this in other decks. I like him tech copy. Again, set 2's not out, so we don't have too many options, and this guy's just nice to have in there just to help reach the 4th battle when need be. 2 copies of Penguin Soldier. We don't use the Soul in this deck, and since we are pushing in Malikas, we will have enough Soul generally to use 2 per game. So this guy, little dude's pretty good. He's a Soul Blast 2 draw, by the way. I run 3 of the AK Vanillas. Now, this is the card that's probably is going to change into Mercenary Brave Shooter, the generic 10k attacker one. AK Vanilla, 8Ks and 10k Vanguards, the Vanillas aren't really prevalent, in the metagame right now. And for me, I would prefer to have my, generic 10k attacker so I can have a bit more of a rush if need be, so to speak, or a nice poke if need be. So that's definitely going to be a change. The generic, this is our Generation Break 10k attacker here, Railgun Assault. He's all right. Again, he's he only works on GB1, but when you are at GB1, then you can make some versatile plays with him. He's just not as versatile as would be if we had an archetype, but because he only swings 10k on the Vanguard. But, overall, he's a nice booster and generally good unit. And then 4 Perfect Guards, because we need Perfect Guards in this meta, especially. Alright, on to grade 2. Alright, so for grade 2, we have 3 copies of our Generation Break 12k attacker. Now again, I'm probably going to run 12 grade 2s because in set 2 we're getting so many good grade 2s, And, you know, that, you know, 12 grade 2s is just definitely not a bad idea. It's actually really good because, you know, grade 2 space is going to be very tight. So, but for right now, I'm running 3 copies of her. She works out pretty nicely. 4 copies of Tidal Assault. You got to have 4 copies of Tidal Assault. He's just one of the best cards in Aqua Force overall. Helps you reach the 4th battle a lot easier. Different combinations you can do, especially if you put triggers on him or any powers. Like I said, throw Malik into Soul, make him be 12 at first, and then, you know, swing with a boost. So this guy is just a really good card. And then, you know, yeah, he's pushing $7 now. He's pushing $7. So I would say, you know, definitely see if you can find your copies of him. And then 4 copies of the new, goodness, God, he's good, Magnum Assault. So what Magnum Assault does is his GB1 skill, now it's not printed on the card, but you do have to counterblast 1. So GB1, counterblast 1. After you boost this card, if you attack the Vanguard, you can counterblast 1, restand him, and he gains plus 2k. Like I said, how Andre makes something a Magnum Assault. This guy just has to be boosted. You counterblast 1, restand him on GB1 or better or whatever, and he gets plus 2k. So you could swing like 16k on the Vanguard, restand, and swing 11. And, you know, when Lambros and everything comes out, this guy gets even crazier. So this guy is a definite 4 in Aqua Force. And I believe that 3 to 4 copies in pretty much every Aqua Force deck is a really good number. I'm not saying it's mandatory, but I'm saying it's a really good number because he's probably one of the best units Aqua Force has ever gotten. And, you know, further tournaments, you know, after you play him in tournaments and everything, I believe that people will start to realize that this guy is, you know, just as bad of a threat as Silent Tom is for Oracle Think Tanks. Like, he's, you know, potentially another win condition if, you know, used right, especially in conjunction with Lambros and everything like that. So I just have nothing bad to say about this card. This card is really good. All right, and for grade 3. All right, so for grade 3, now this is the card I was going to reveal for day 11. It's going to be 4 copies of my boy Tetra Drive, Suit and Tie Dragon. This guy, I feel, is the better backup Vanguard for now. Now, here's the thing. You can run Glory Maelstrom. You can run whatever backup Vanguard you want because it's, you know, with Stride and everything, you want to be able to be on your Savas and whatnot with this deck anyways. But this guy, I felt, as if for right now, is the better option for me because he works really well with stands. He probably works the best with stands out of all the Aqua Force, you know, Limit Break Aqua Force Vanguards because, you know, when you're pushed to 4 damage, he can restand. There are number of times where, you know, sometimes you just don't have the hand to call anything out. You're getting rushed. You're putting at 4. So it's like, okay, well, I can get my Tidal Assault out and anything like that. And then I can start pressuring, you know, with Tetra Drive's restand ability. And the restand ability has actually let me win a few games within this deck. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to drop a Savas for Stride or call him to the rear guard so I can get my restand. So I just feel as if he's a really good option, you know, really good backup Vanguard option or main Vanguard option, you know. So there's a lot of flip-flopping. Just depends on the current game state and where you are at in the game to whether you know, he should be the card that you stay on to win the game or the card that, you know, use as a backup or a finisher. And then 4 copies of Savas. I call him Savas, but they translate it to Savas. But he's really good. Like, I'm really happy that they gave us a really good Vanguard to ride with into the Stride meta. So what he does is his G Break 2 skill is that when he attacks the Vanguard if it's the 4th battle of the turn or more, he gets +1 crit. And your opponent cannot use grade 0s to block him. Now, the reason why this is good is because even if you swing with 11k without a boost, your opponent's going to have to commit 2 cards for at least a 2 to pass. 1 card for a 1 to pass because they can't use their 10k shields. And if you swing with a boost, that means that they're going to have to commit 3 cards for a 2 to pass or 2 cards being a perfect guard, something else a perfect guard. So this guy really eats counterblast, really eats perfect guards, and you know, really hurts your opponent guarding, especially if they're saving their grade 0s in hand. So this is definitely a great card. And his Stride Break ability is your Vanguard gets the effect when you stride him on the 4th battle of the turn when your unit attacks a Vanguard, select 3 of your opponent's rear guards and your opponent chooses one of them to retire. Now on the card it says this unit, so that means when your Vanguard attacks, but they errated his text on here, and his effect is now when your unit attacks. So that means that, you know, you have something on the rear guard circle that swings at the Vanguard. Let's just say, oh, okay, swing of the Vanguard is not going to hit. Well, I still get to select 3 and you choose one to retire. And in Vanguard we have the do as much as you can ruling. So if your opponent has, you know, less than 3, you select as many as you can and your opponent chooses which one they want to get rid of. Alright, and let's get into the stride deck. Alright, so the stride deck is pretty simple. 2 copies of Neon Messiah, just, you know, just there to stride with or use for G-Assist. 2 copies of Atmos. Atmos is a really good card. You know, now he's probably going to get replaced with Blizza in this deck if I can get my hands on one of him. But just being able to, you know, let's say you're not able to set up your field or reach the 4th battle or anything like that, it's good to just swing on him, counterblast 1, swing in on him with a 36k or more Vanguard, and you know, he's just a pretty solid one overall, especially if you can't get to 4 battles. And then Tidal Bore. I love this card. So what he does is on the 3rd battle of the turn, when he swings, if he hits your opponent's Vanguard, you get to draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 card and call it out. So the reason why the choose up to 1 card is really good is because when he hits, so you do your triple drive. When he hits, you draw a card, so you go +1. Then you have the option of whether you want to call out another card for a 4th attack or call another card for a boost for your 4th attack, whatever it is. You know, he just gives the options. He just gives you options to do, or you can just draw a card, keep it in your hand, and keep your +1. And sometimes, like one time, I drew into my my penguin, my Light Signals Penguin Soldier. I was like, okay, call Light Signals Penguin Soldier, Soul Blast 2, and draw. So that was a really good plus turn, you know, turn for me to plus with. And this guy is just really, really good. And you know, unless they make something better, you know, when they reveal the Fires Collection, this is the guy that you definitely want to be running at, you know, 2 to 4 copies, depending on what you have from regionals and whatnot. But I'm definitely running 4 for right now till you know, I get some things and then Lambros comes out and whatnot. But yeah, this has been the Cardfight King. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I will be bringing you definitely more updates to this deck as I go through my treasure chest and get more playtesting in. And I will be showing you, we will be making some videos during the week showing this deck off, showing another deck off, which I will reveal soon. Because we are getting prepared for our DMV Dynasty Cup, so definitely stay tuned for that. But this has been the Cardfight King. I'm out. I'm about to go cook some ribs. I'm hungry. Let's go. All right, peace.